man. Hello, I've got multiple cameras on at this moment, so I had to turn this one off because it's not bloody working for some reason. Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian. In today's video, we are going to talk about Jallow and the last video that he made regarding his request to his subscribers for monetary help in the form of a GoFundMe, which has been organized. Okay, it's been organized for him to try and raise over around 100,000 American dollars to build a big family house. This is what they're saying, a big family house in the Gambia. So, Negropian, you are a compromised person. Oh, wow, okay. I just read that. I'm just going to try and put this up somewhere so you guys can see me. Perfecto, perfecto. Okay, so, yes. So we're in a situation now where we have had... Oh, God. Where we have had Jallow, and I'm not even sure whether you've watched his video, but a few nights ago he made a video and it was basically just him requesting, it wasn't even him requesting, it was his brother requesting for his subscribers to put money into a GoFundMe. And the GoFundMe is for $100,000, and yes, it is for his house. It's for his house, which has confused quite a few people, and it's had people asking questions about who exactly has set up this fund. Because in the background, there are rumors that this fund was actually set up by Haman's African-American wife. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm going to go through Bantu Queen, you're right. Actually, it was his brother that was not requesting, he was demanding. And this was something which set off a lot of alarm bells, because this is not something, this is very un-Gambian, right? It's not a Gambian type of thing to do. Gambians don't go around asking for money. I don't know if you've traveled to the Gambia, you'll realize this, you'll see this for yourself. Culturally, it's sort of frowned upon that people don't beg for money. They don't do that. You could walk around the streets, any European street, you'll get people begging for money outside of a supermarket. But Gambia, doesn't happen. And you won't, and that's, I'm not sure what that is. I don't know whether it's cultural, whether it's just pride, whatever they have, they don't ask for money, especially in the way that that Haman's brother was. I'm not even sure whether he was demanding or whether it was just we was just lost in translation. The way he was talking, it seemed pretty firm, like, look at us, look at the situation we're in, you know, kind of like, it's like, oh, I'm supposed to pay for it. Perhaps not the best way to go about asking for donations, I don't think. I'm going to put on this microphone so you guys can hear me loud and clear. So yeah, so this is what happened. I wish I could show you guys the video, but for some reason, once again, I'm having a few technical difficulties with my laptop. But on the video, you have Haman's brother, and he is walking around his mother's house. Now his mother's house it's a bit dilapidated, right? It's clear to see that it's dilapidated, and it's also clear to see that it's definitely run down and it's in need of renovation. However, when I was looking at some of the parts of the building, it looked pretty waterproof. It looked pretty watertight. It looked like it had already been it had already had some work done to it. So I found that really strange. It looked intact, although in Western standards it wasn't really wasn't really up to scratch, was it? Not certainly not the place any of you guys would want your mother to be living in. What else did I see about the house? I thought the house was, it didn't look like it had been obliterated by a storm. Did you see that? It didn't look like it had been obliterated by a storm. Sorry, let me God. This YouTube begging has gone too far. I have too much pride to beg like these YouTubers are doing. But this is the strange thing, and this is why a lot of people, in fact, the guy in the video, he sounds like an American. He sounded like he had an American accent. He could have been a Gambian American, I don't know, right? But he had an American accent, and he was like, hey, there's something going on. Why? Because Gambians don't act like this. And when they panned the camera into Haman's mother's face, Haman's mother's sort of shied from it. And you could tell that she was extremely uncomfortable being in this situation. Like she was being forced to be in that situation. You could see that on the camera. So people are putting two and two together and they're saying, wait a minute, if it's not a Gambian thing, right? I can't see Haman there, you know. We can hear a female voice behind the camera. Who is that? Who is that? Who is sort of forcing these guys to do this? Now, I don't think they're being forced, right? But clearly, they're not comfortable being in that situation. But the burqa woman is behind this, no doubt. And that's the thing. Is this burqa woman really Haman's wife? I mean, she seemed to pop up out of nowhere, right? Is she really Haman's? I have to ask that question, and it might sound a bit disrespectful, but she has literally come out of nowhere. So a lot of people asking questions, and this, what is going up? Fire up that private jet, baby, do business, yeah. So we've got a lot of people asking for money, asking for donations, you know, and not small donations. We're talking, I need 100 grand for a house, and $100,000 is going to buy a whole lot of house. It's not just going to buy a house. You know, you could build a really nice house in the Gambia and have money left over for 50 grand. You can. So it's just something that tells me that these people are not being sort of, they're going for it. They are going for it. They're not being humble. They're saying, yo, you know, let's build a house. Not just a house, but a house, you know? Something that these guys will be able to bring up their families in and their family's family. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think I have a problem with that. I think 100,000 is probably a little too much to be asking from his subscribers, right? But even if he gets halfway there, that's enough for him to build something substantial. Now, the reason why many people believe that this is suspicious is because Haman could easily build a house. He's got the materials, he's got the tools, he's got the know-how. He's already, I think he's built 2 houses already, 2 small houses already. Do I need a moderator? Not yet. Not at this moment. I want proof that she's actually African American. She says that she's African American. Does she? I think she says she's African American. Yeah, actually, one of the other people says that she's an African American, she's very intelligent. That's Haman's brother who says that during the video. So I think that it's highly likely that she is African American. I have a feeling that she is. So that's what's going on. People believe that this lady is behind this and that her intentions aren't totally clear. I'm not going to go as far as to say that her intentions is to take $100,000 and where did I get $100,000 from? From the video, from the GoFundMe. They have a GoFundMe. Her man has a GoFundMe, a separate GoFundMe, which has been organized by by his wife. Yeah, by his wife. It's been organized by her. She came out and said it. So it's you know, that's not what I'm questioning. PKF SJA is an African American, and she's been begging. Yeah, I know that she's been begging, but that's not the point. The point is that we haven't. This is not something the Hamans have done. The Hamans have asked. Haman has asked for money before. The Jallows, I should say, they've asked for money before, but they don't ask like this. It felt differently. It felt different, I should say. It felt like they were being coerced. That's what it felt like to me. And I think they were, but I don't think, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that they were, they're trying to scam people. I don't think he's trying to do that. I think they are just looking at the situation that they're in now after this storm, and they're saying, hey, listen, we need to get ourselves sorted. And if you've got an African American woman over there who has been privileged of living a life in the United States, living a certain quality of lifestyle, you know, if you have a woman like that there, she is going to struggle to live in the rural Gambia with Haman and his mother, and it's not going to be easy to do all that. So clearly she said, there's no AA hate here, not from me, certainly not from me anyway. So I think they've said, so in this GoFundMe, does it say 100,000? Yes, it does. It does. He might have changed it. He might have seen what I've just said now and changed it, but you know, that's what they've asked for. A GoFundMe needs to have a certain amount to go for. So yeah. Aha! Bantu Queen. It's one hell of a spin, because she's in a bit of a bother as well. And we're going to go over a video about this last video that has been released by another one of her. I'm not even going to call them a victim, a former client, okay, has come out and said that Blackseat is a liar. But the reality is we came to a conclusion that she was the last time we watched, we made a live video, if you remember. So, but yeah, tomorrow we're going to go over that. We're going to go over that video as well. But today, we're going to talk about whether this, I'm going to, give us a second, I'm going to get her name up real quickly. So her name is, sure you want to stop the streaming and come on. Oh, man, this is stupid. Let's have a look. Icea. There you go. Is it Icea? Icea. Icea Jallow, right? And I've been looking for this Icea Jallow. I'm not even sure whether this is her real name. And let's be honest with ourselves, there are many people out there that wouldn't use their real name. They wouldn't use their real name. So I'm asking myself now, is this Icea, is she the real deal? Is she the real deal? A lot of African American people have moved to Africa asking people to support them to build housing and fake businesses that they are not going to start anyways. Well, not just African Americans, but people from all over the diaspora have been doing it. Clearly, the African American ethnicity is one of the largest on the planet, so and definitely the largest English-speaking African ethnicity. So they are attracted to the place, and there are a lot of them over there doing this. A substantial amount of them, particularly of African Americans, doing this. But in no way is it only African Americans. I think you guys already know that. You've seen that for yourself. There are plenty of them over there. There are British Jamaicans over there doing the same thing. What the hell is going on? The video, Rodney, the video was very disturbing. Haman's brother's attitude was way out of order. Woman in black veil looked suspicious to me. The body language and also her eyes. Okay, I want you guys to tell me what was suspicious about her. What was suspicious about her? Because Haman's brother was, exactly, yeah, that's very true, ear hustler. Haman is not aggressive by nature. That wouldn't be him. And I don't think his brother is aggressive as well, because they've both asked for money in the past. But in this case, it was just different. They were like, look at our house, look at it, needs to be fixed. Just send us the money. We only need, how much did they say? Was it $25 each? We only need $25 each. $25 each, and that's $100,000. All of a sudden, these two boys who had never been to school before, really quick with the calculations. And that's because it's likely that these calculations have been rammed home into their head by this Icea, Icea Jallow. So we need to ask ourselves this: where has it come from? Where has she come from? Why is she spearheading this now? Where is this is a Muslim family. She's in a veil. The man should be leading. Where is Haman? Why isn't he leading this? Is he taking a back step because, hey, we've got an American lady here? Most of the people that watch me are American. I need more money. He's had a good amount of money given to him already, majority of which has come from the African American community, who have been very gracious in giving him enough money for him to live and for him to build two structures. I'm not going to call them houses, two structures at the same time. That's very generous of them. And he knows that they have money. He knows that there's a possibility he might get another angel, angel investor that will come up to him and say, hey, I'll take care of you. How much do you need for the house? Yada, yada, yada. So all this is very plausible, all very possible. What we need to do is in reality, we need to go over that video. And we need to try and answer those questions. Who is Haman's wife? Where has she come from? Is it really Haman's wife? What do they really want $100,000 for? They're not going to spend $100,000 on a house, so what else do they need $100,000 for? And let's be real. And I'm going to try and answer those questions, right? Would appreciate if I had some of your feedback here. I'm just going to read some of your messages. So let's have a look. Your live stream has ended. What? What do you mean it's ended? Come back in. What is going on? It does my head in when stuff like this happens. Let's have a look. Can you guys hear me? Oh man, this is ludicrous. This is wildly ludicrous. Why has that happened? Can you guys hear me? I mean, are you still here? Fucking hell. Live chat, messages are visible, super chat. Can you guys hear me? Oh, that's a bit of a bugger, isn't it? What's going on? I can't see the chats. Let's have a look. This is so super weird. This has never happened to me before. Let's have a look. What the bloody hell has happened? Okay, I'm gonna have to go back online again.